What's going on, guys? It's Shane with Blacktop Racing, and I am here in another Vette. This is like a Vette party here. I'm in Andrews Vette. This is a what? 2001 FRC or whatever. What is it? Targa. It's a Targa. Okay, so it's not like it's crazy. You don't need the FRC, but this is a B Street car, actually. This is actually a Rush.
It's a
one
DP
take
car.
EP.
No, DP.
DP for everything. So this is actually a Rush one take because we're trying to break down everything here at Autocrossers Inc. Check them out on Autocrossers Incorporated .org. So we're gonna go ahead and take 2 runs here. I'll go ahead and put in most of the information at the end. So we're just gonna get this bad boy going. So this is actually in B Street. So the one that I drove in the other episodes was A Street. So that was the C6 Vette. Then I drove another C6 Vette in SSR. And so this is a C5, just Targa, that is in B Street. So a lot of the guys have the FRC version, which I believe is like, you know, that F51 package. So it has a lot more little trinkets. So here we go. So he has the Rivals car understeers initially on the downhill. Braking is weird. You have to do everything a lot earlier. Shocks feel good. I believe he's also running the Conies. But so far so good. Being gentle through there. Has a little bit of bumps there, I'm noticing. Understeers a mid-corner, but you can get on the throttle to just make that pivot. Come through, brakes hard. There you go. So I got a 43.2. So this one, with it not being as much horsepower, I actually feel a lot more confident in it versus the Z06. And that's just me. Again, the Z06 takes a lot of and a lot of footwork in order to drive effectively. So to me, that isn't a car that you just jump in and necessarily go fast unless you have good good right foot discipline. So that throttle discipline is what you really have to do. Yeah, so to my knowledge, I just drove that with traction control still on. Hey, got some angle. It was all right.
You don't need a throttle discipline?
I still need throttle discipline. Absolutely. You saw me dancing the car out there. All right, so here we go. So now it actually rotates a lot better. Power gets on it a lot more. Got to brake early for this one. Still overshot it, but I think I'm all right. Braking early for that. So the car feels nice right now. It was the traction control that was getting in my way a little bit before. It doesn't seem to have as much camber. So that's a 42.4 on the second run. So I'm done with the 2 runs. So I'm just gonna kind of pull over to the side and give my feedback. So a 42.4, I believe I just said. Sorry, trying to tell them that we're all done, so that way they can start wrapping up the course. But the car, it doesn't have as much camber, so you can actually overdrive the front end. So in turn, what you got to do is just slow up and then drive the rear. So if I put in too much steering, depending on the corner, I'll hear that tire scrub and squeal, and I'll get a little bit of push. So what you got to do is just not delay your inputs. So your throttle inputs, you got to be brakes, turn, roll on it, you know. And then it's actually pretty good. I can see why a lot of people are like destroying, you know, the classes with this, with the C5s, and a well set up one, as people always thought, include myself. Oh man, these Vettes are just big cars. They're horrible. They're sloppy. But no, a well set up one feels really nice. In the ST form, basically a similar C5 was actually felt like a bigger Miata. The other Miatas that I drove, with the exception of the Z06, which doesn't feel like a Miata because it has 500 horsepower, that one you have to worry about throttle discipline. This one, not so much, because it just has around 330 horsepower, and then the Grand Sport has around 400 or so horsepower. So those were a little bit manageable, and the Grand Sport had Hoosiers. So these have the rivals. I'm gonna just put down and see the size tires on, because again I just kind of rushed into this one because the car was here, the course is here, why not? But so B Street right now has a battle between S2000s, non-CR, and then you also have the Corvettes. The Corvette FRC is also available, and I'll try and put down some details on the FRC, and correct me if I'm wrong, but some of the FRCs is actually has, like, I think the hood is carbon fiber versus the fiberglass, and then you also have I believe they may have like some shock settings that are also different. I mean, spring rates are a little bit different, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna look that up. Again, I'm just talking really quick. The car was sitting here, B Street, let's hurry up and freaking run the damn thing. But yeah, I mean, the car feels good. The tires, they were cold on the first run, and it felt really good on the second run. Again, notations: driving, you have to drive the car with the throttle, not the front. If it's just the front, then the car will be prone to understeer mid-corner. But if you roll on the throttle, then it's going to go ahead and rotate beautifully. So at entry, initial turn-in is fine, then it understeers through mid if you're not on the throttle. If you're on the throttle, as soon as you brakes, turn, roll, add a little bit of gas, then it's actually pretty good. So I have to say, I drove some good Vettes today. Locally, they kind of have a nice little battle. So yeah, thank you, Andrew, for the last minute. Like, let me jump in and just take a run real quick. So thank you a lot for that. And yeah, I'll try and put in some more notes, some little beauty shots and so forth of the cars, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Three, two. What's going on, guys? It's Shane with I saw you in the corner of my eye. All right, reset. 3, 2,